Most people think spending more money is luxury. More flowers, more decor, the expensive venue. But that's not luxury. Luxury is control. And if you can't control your wedding, it doesn't really matter how much you spend. Your wedding will still feel average. Real talk, here are 5 things to consider when planning your wedding. The first thing you need to know, most venues are shared spaces, even the expensive ones. I know what you're thinking right now. What does that even mean? How can that be? It means while your ceremony is happening, you have hotel guests that are walking around, tourists that are taking pictures. Another wedding might be happening on the other side of the property, and you'll have staff that's managing multiple weddings. You're renting a space inside of that venue system. And systems come with limitations. Time restrictions, noise restrictions, vendor restrictions, layout restrictions. And if the venue controls these things, you don't even control your own wedding.
When your venue is a shared venue and it's different events happen at the same time, and you don't have the right team, this is what's happening. You have waitresses and you have all these people that work at the venue, not at your wedding. And they need to be on point with all the places. You only can be at one place at a time. So they're not going to be reliable. You cannot be after them because you're getting married and your guests either. You don't have a team and you need an extra chair. You need a table. You need something with the lighting. You're going to have to wait. And everything in your wedding can crumble. So the best thing that you can do is to have a team that is on point. This person from the team is going to make sure that you have everything that you need in one place. And it's not going to be, for example, people coming from another events inside your events, opening and closing the doors when you don't want that. So you need a team that is on point and always taking care of your beautiful day. When you're sharing places, remember too, let's say that you're going to have your ceremony outside and it's next to the beach or it's next to the pool. Remember, it's guests there. Going to cross by without care because they're on vacations and they're doing whatever they want to do. Is there a space too? If you have the right team, you're going to have us to telling these people, please don't pass, in a really nice way. So multiple things can happen at the same time, just kids running around. So make sure that you have the right team because it's not about the venue always, it's about to having the right team that makes sure that the venue is perfect for you.
Number 2. So the question for couples is, how do we fix this? The answer is not spending more. Bigger floral arrangements, more decor, more entertainment. Here's the reality of the situation. If the environment, in this case, the venue, isn't controlled, none of that even matters. Because luxury is not about what things look like, it's about what the experience feels like. If your guests are distracted, if the event feels chaotic, if people are aimlessly walking through the space, all of these things break the atmosphere, the vibe, the energy that you're trying to create. And once that happens, it's gone. Number 3. So what do we do to prevent this from happening? We create great weddings by creating emotionally intelligent, intentional experiences. When people feel immersed and fully present in their environment, nothing else exists. That's what we aim for. Imagine your wedding ceremony starting. There's no hotel noise, no strangers walking past, no interruptions. It's just your people, your story, your moment. This level of focus only happens when the entire environment is protected and controlled. That's why it's important to have a wedding producer that knows which venues will allow full control. Properties like Anantara Villa Padierna Palace are powerful for destination weddings, not just because they're beautiful, but because they allow control of the environment, which means you have control of your wedding. This venue is an estate, not just a ballroom. It has it all: ceremony spaces, courtyards, gardens, reception areas, late night party locations, allowing your wedding to take over the property, and the experience you create for your guests moves across the venue instead of being trapped in one room. That's how you create a wedding that actually feels luxurious and not just an event.
When you at your event and you don't have fully control and the venue has fully control, you don't want that in the middle of the ceremony, in the middle of the barat, somebody comes in front of all your guests and say like, I'm sorry, you cannot do that. I'm sorry, they cannot stand up there. I'm sorry, you cannot drink there. That will be kill the whole experience for your guests and for you as well. You really want that your guests just feel that moment that is unique, that nothing matters, and that can enjoy as much as you. So this is when your team is so important, because they're gonna make sure that they have control in everything and they know what we can and we cannot do, and make sure that the guests never know about it. They just know that they have fun, that it was beautiful, and that you guys had the most beautiful wedding. Everything else, we take the hit. Not them, not you, not the video people, not the photography. So make sure that you have the right team, always, because you cannot control it all.
Number 4, most wedding planners will focus on timelines and schedules. Now, I'm not saying that's not important, but what I am saying is a timeline won't create an epic wedding. Energy does. Creating energy is just the beginning. Maintaining it and gradually increasing that over 3 or 4 days is what we do at Tewari Productions. Each event is focused on creating a vibe and energy that will match who you are. And energy comes from controlling music transitions, lighting, guest movement, dinner pacing, entertainment flow. If these elements aren't managed correctly, the wedding feels disconnected. But if they are, your wedding will feel effortless. Number 5, there's a reason why destination weddings feel more powerful than weddings at home. It's because of the environment. It's new. It's not the same ballroom at the same location, but more importantly, it's contained. In Indian, Pakistani, and multicultural weddings of 2, 3, or even 4 days, events are taking place each day. So guests stay together in the same villa or nearby hotel. The welcome party, sangeet, mehndi night by the pool with drinks and great food, the barat ceremony followed by a delicious authentic or fusion lunch, the cocktail hour with top shelf liquor and appetizers that melt in your mouth, followed by the grand reception that is fit for royalty, the post-wedding celebration brunch. All of these events create a shared experience that your guests will never forget. At Tewari Productions, we don't just plan and coordinate weddings. We control environments, the entertainment, the production, the guest flow, and atmosphere. Every element and variable that shapes experiences. Not just for your guests, but for you too, the bride, groom, and family. So remember, if you can control the environment, you control how the wedding will feel. Here's the truth that most couples realize after attending a lot of weddings. These days, expensive weddings are common, but unforgettable weddings are rare. And the difference is not how much money is being spent. The difference is control. So if you or someone you know is about to plan a wedding, don't let it be average, especially when you have the chance to make it extraordinary. Start by contacting Tewari Productions and let us help you find and choose the perfect venue that allows you to control the entire environment, because that's what real luxury is. Give us a call. We're looking forward to hearing from you.